huge shout out to the Patreon community. Hit up the link in the description if you want to join said community. Help us out. Kick us a couple bucks on the monthly. If you enjoy this show, if you enjoy the message, obviously we don't take any corporate money whatsoever. We've never talked to a single sponsor of any sort. Just you guys. So
not really even Duolingo, not even Monster Energy, not even Ridge Wallets. All three of whom I was shocked when they hit us up. I was like, wow. We could really be shilling out to you guys. Gavin and I have a real deep personal aversion to meal prep companies. I fucking hate meal prep companies. I think they're disgusting. I think they're emblematic of a dark turn in our society. I don't think they're cheaper than cooking for yourself. I think the food is tasteless and soulless, and it actually removes part of the beauty, part of the human element of the culinary craft. I think it creates more waste than is necessary. So I really would never hit us up if you are a meal prep company or any kind of company. But shout out to Racecar789. Looking forward to the documentary. We're really excited for it too. We have a larger project on the horizon that we're going to be filming next month in April. And we were like, you know what? We should really do a trial run. We should really, get our sea legs underneath us to continue the naval analogy before we really plow forward with that one.
Yeah, super excited for that too. Glad to hear that you're looking forward to that. Race car, really appreciate it. And yeah, the meal prep thing is crazy. I'm not sure why those things are so prevalent these days. I can't get on a single social media app or any website without seeing some fucking ad for, Factor meals or whatever the
Hello
fuck.
Fresh.
And now they're advertising them for kids too. Like I keep seeing these ads on my Facebook feed for like SpongeBob themed meal prep kits or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have a kid. Like, why would I get this stupid SpongeBob, Krusty Krab pineapple burger or whatever? And it's also like, just go to the fucking store and get a frozen meal, like a TV dinner kind of thing. You pop it in the microwave. Like, I feel like it's basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing as those like frozen meals, Amy's, whatever. But they're just trying to sell it as if it's like organic and healthy. Oh, it's fresh. Even though you still just pop that motherfucker in the microwave. And it supposedly, makes you a meal, but it's really the same shit. It's about the same price. I don't know why it's being sold as if it's something, new and revolutionary, but that's capitalism for you, baby.
Yeah. And it's crazy too. At the same time, we've discussed on air that Elon Musk, Doge, Donald Trump's administration coming after the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Well, conveniently now, DoorDash and Klarna have signed a deal where customers can choose to pay for food deliveries in interest-free installments or deferred options aligned with payday schedules. So we are now allowing DoorDash, and I imagine that means Postmates, Grubhub, Uber Eats, all of these guys to now use payday loan structures to sell people food. So you can eat a $10, $12 sandwich on fucking layaway. It's like the joke at the beginning of Good Will Hunting, where Ben Affleck and Casey Affleck are bickering and he's like, I bought your fucking sandwich. And the guy's like, yeah, we'll put you on a payment structure and you can get your little sandwich on layaway. A couple weeks at the end of the month, you get your check and you get your sandwich. And that's real life now. It's not just a bit in the 90s.
Yeah. Also, like, not to be that guy, but if you really have to be paying on a payment plan system like Klarna or whatever it's called, like, should you really be getting DoorDash? No. That shit is so fucking expensive. So, I mean, it's really a luxury product. You just spend $35 to get a cheeseburger and fries delivered to you. That's what it is. It's a luxury service. I'm sorry, but it's not a financially wise thing to spend your money on, no matter how much money you have. But specifically, if you be the kind of person that would have to use a payday schedule, one of these like apps where it's like, make the payment in 4 installments over the course of the next 3 months. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but at that point you probably should just go to the grocery store and get some much cheaper food, because it's really not a financially sound decision. But obviously, it's incredibly predatory because everyone wants that luxury. Everyone wants to have a cheeseburger delivered. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a little bit wasted, had a couple beers, don't want to drive. The opportunity does happen sometimes.
Or maybe you can't get pay over time structure at your local grocery store, but you can with DoorDash, but you can with Uber Eats, right? Like, it's not like I can walk up to Price Chopper that's near my house and be like, hey, can I pay over time here? You know what I mean? If they make it easy and convenient for you to order that when you have no money, it's kind of like the company store model, right? It's like, oh, well, you know, the company store is more expensive, grapes of wrath style, but it's going to cost you so much money to get to the nearest store that we can charge you whatever we want here. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because obviously some people will just be financially negligent and do that. But I can't imagine a circumstance for folks where you're like, this is the only opportunity I have to provide food today, right? Like I can't get to the grocery store. I can't get anything. I don't have any money in my wallet or bank account. But Klarna says because they've collaborated with DoorDash and now have this partnership that I could lay away like $20 worth of Taco Bell and at least feed my kids tonight so I don't have to watch them go hungry.
Sure, but even for $10, you get way more actual food at a store.
Right, but if you have no dollars, this is what
you still have to have some amount of money in your bank account to make this work, right? Isn't this kind of one of those things where you pay it in 4 installments over the course of a month or two?
Well, if you use the deferred option, so that's what's super pernicious about this. They have a deferred payment option where they're going to allow you to finance the whole thing, and this is how they're going to swindle people, right? Because if I have no dollars in my bank account and I'm hungry, I'm probably going to make this decision here. Because you can do the deferred options with aligned payday schedules, which basically means you're going to allow them to take it out of your next check. So you're going to sign away a portion of your next check plus interest.
Yeah, interesting.
And then if you have no money in your bank account, so it's super pernicious because what they're doing is they're saying pawn shop style will allow you to have this when you don't have money. And then we're going to charge you more than we would have charged somebody else who had money to begin with. And it's that predatory cycle of it's expensive to be poor because, yeah, it's so hard to look at your kids and be like, I can't feed you today. And you know your check's coming in 2 days. So you're like, okay, I'll order 2 really big pizzas and I'll just defer the payments. And then I at least have something that I can feed my kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is where their brains are really going and how they can truly just scrape away the last of what these people have.
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see these companies like Klarna keep expanding into other, corporate situations, like with Walmart, for example. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we see like the, Walmart.com sign a deal with one of these similar services. That way people can afford to pay for their groceries that way, or, they can get suckered into thinking it's going to be an easier way to afford to pay for their groceries. But yeah, it's really predatory shit, really, really bad.
And a lot of this is kind of what the country was experiencing in the lead up to the Great Depression, right? People were maxing out their consumer credit debt in a way that was very alarming. And that is, kind of what people do on the horizon of a huge market crash because nobody has any actual liquid capital. Nobody has actual cash to spend. And if they do, it's insufficient. So they completely, over leverage themselves as like a last ditch effort. And then the entire bottom falls out. And you just have the richest of the rich that are there to vacuum whatever else is left up. It's pretty crazy. You can pay at Walmart with Afterpay already. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is a problem because you're never going to be able to get out of debt. And that's what they want. They want workers to be indebted forever because when you're in debt, you have less freedom. When you're in debt, you're less likely to quit your job that's dead end because you have to be able to keep making these payments, right? You're on such a thin margin there that you're not going to be as likely to unionize because that would risk your job. You're not going to be as likely to start your own company because you need liquid money coming in all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there. Be there. The Vanguard will be there. Be there.